Have you ever wondered what it takes to become someone others are irresistibly drawn to? Or someone who isn't just noticed but remembered, whose absence lingers like a melody that won't leave their mind? Imagine for a moment walking into a room and without saying a word commanding the attention and respect of everyone present. Imagine relationships where your presence is sought, your company desired, and your influence acknowledged. It may seem like magic, but in truth it's mastery of yourself. What if I told you that you don't need to chase others for validation, attention, or love? Instead, by cultivating certain habits rooted in ancient Stoicism, you can become a magnetic force that draws people to you naturally. This isn't about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, a person so centered, confident, and intriguing that others feel compelled to be near you. The essence of this transformation lies in 10 timeless habits that can reshape how you approach relationships, self-worth, and life itself. These habits are neither gimmicks nor shortcuts. They're principles that align with the wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that champions virtue, self-mastery, and resilience. Master these habits, and not only will others gravitate toward you, but you'll also find yourself living a life of greater fulfillment and peace. But here's the secret. The most captivating part of this journey is at the end. As you progress, you'll discover that it's not about them, it's about you. And by the time you reach the final habit, you'll understand the profound truth that those who chase nothing end up gaining everything. Let's dive into the first habit, the foundation of this transformative journey: Unshakable self-worth. 1. Unshakable self-worth. The foundation of magnetism. What does it mean to truly value yourself? To possess an unshakable self-worth that doesn't waver with the opinions or actions of others. This isn't merely self-esteem, it's a profound understanding of your intrinsic value. When you cultivate this kind of confidence, others can't help but notice. But how do you build it? Start by asking yourself, who am I without the validation of others? When you strip away titles, roles, and external markers of success, what remains? The answer lies in the Stoic principle of finding strength within. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's greatest thinkers, reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your worth is not determined by what happens around you, but by how you perceive and respond to those events. Unshakable self-worth begins with self-awareness. Take a moment to reflect on your unique qualities. What are the strengths, skills, and values that define you? Write them down and revisit this list whenever doubt creeps in. This simple act of acknowledgement reinforces the truth that you are enough as you are, not because someone says so, but because you've chosen to see it. Next, consider the importance of boundaries. People with unshakable self-worth don't allow others to diminish their value. They know when to say no and aren't afraid to walk away from situations or relationships that don't align with their principles. Setting boundaries isn't about creating distance, it's about establishing respect for yourself and for others. When you respect yourself, you teach others to do the same. But what happens when life challenges this self-worth? Perhaps you've experienced moments where someone's words or actions made you question your value. Such moments, remember this, their opinions are reflections of their reality, not yours. As Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Here's a practice to strengthen your self-worth. Each evening, reflect on your day and identify one way you honored your values. Maybe you stood up for yourself in a meeting, supported a friend without seeking anything in return, or took care of your mental health. These small acts build a foundation of integrity, reminding you daily of your worth. When you embody unshakable self-worth, something extraordinary happens. You stop seeking validation and instead people begin to seek you. Why? Because confidence is silent, insecurity is loud. When you carry yourself with quiet assurance, you create an atmosphere of respect and admiration. But think about it. Who are you more drawn to, the person desperate for attention or the one content in their own skin? Imagine a scenario. You walk into a room not with the loudest voice, but with the calm assurance of someone who knows their value. You're not there to prove anything, because your presence is proof enough. Slowly, others are drawn to you, not because you demand it, but because you exude it. This is the power of unshakable self-worth. It's not about convincing others of your value. It's about knowing it yourself so deeply that others can't help but recognize it too. And here's the best part. This is just the beginning. In the next habit, we'll explore how mastering emotional control can elevate your presence even further, creating an aura of stability that others find irresistible. Are you ready to take the next step? Let's continue. 2. Master emotional control. The calm within the storm. Have you ever noticed how people naturally gravitate toward those who remain calm under pressure? Think back to a time of chaos at work, in a relationship, or even in a group setting. Who did you turn to? Likely it was the person who seemed unshaken, composed, and in control. That is the essence of emotional mastery, a skill that not only elevates your inner peace but also makes you magnetic to others. Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending you're unaffected. It means responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. When you master your emotions, you take charge of your narrative, defining how others perceive you and how you impact the world around you. Marcus Aurelius said it best: "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. But how do you achieve this level of mastery? Start by observing your emotions without judgment. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? What's the root cause of my reaction? Often our emotional responses are tied to fears or assumptions that don't align with reality. By pausing to reflect, you can untangle these feelings and respond with clarity instead of letting them control you. Imagine you're in the middle of a heated argument. Your instinct might be to lash out, defend yourself, or escalate the tension. But instead you pause, take a breath, and choose your response. The other person expects conflict, but your calmness disarms them. Suddenly, you're not just participating in the conversation, you're leading it. This kind of composure not only resolves situations but also earns respect and admiration. Here's a practical exercise. The next time you feel overwhelmed, practice the Stoic technique of premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. Visualize the worst-case scenario and how you would respond with grace. By preparing yourself mentally, you reduce the power of surprises and increase your capacity to stay calm in real life. As Seneca wrote, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. What do you think about the people you admire most? Are they the ones who let every inconvenience rattle them? Or are they the ones who maintain their poise no matter the circumstance? Emotional control isn't just a personal strength. It's a quality others find irresistibly attractive. When you remain composed, you create a sense of stability that draws people in. They begin to see you as a source of strength, a steady ship in turbulent waters. But let's not forget, emotional control isn't about bottling everything up. Stoicism teaches us to express emotions thoughtfully and with intention. Joy shared in the right moment becomes contagious. Disappointment communicated with clarity builds trust. Even silence can speak volumes when used wisely. Picture this: you're in a group setting and a conflict arises. While others argue and interrupt, you listen carefully. When it's your turn to speak, your calm demeanor commands attention. Your words carry more weight because they are measured and deliberate. People respect your perspective because it isn't clouded by emotion, it's grounded in wisdom. When you cultivate emotional control, your absence becomes as powerful as your presence. In your absence, people miss the steadying force you bring. They find themselves craving the calm, collected energy you exude. Suddenly, your presence becomes a refuge, something they actively seek. Let's make this interactive. What's one situation where you struggle to control your emotions? Reflect on how you could approach it differently with calm and clarity. Share your story in the comments below. It might just inspire someone else to start mastering their own emotional responses. And if you're finding value in this wisdom, take a moment to show your support. Like this video to help spread these Stoic principles and share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you've applied emotional control in your own life or where you're looking to grow. But get ready to dive deeper into the next habit, where we'll explore how intentional communication transforms not just conversations but the way people connect with you. Stay with me, it only gets better from here. 3. Intentional communication. The power of speaking and listening. How often do we speak without truly thinking, or listen only to respond rather than understand? Imagine if every word you said carried weight, if every interaction left others feeling seen, valued, and understood. This is the essence of intentional communication, a habit that doesn't just make you a good conversationalist, but transforms how others perceive and connect with you. Intentional communication begins with presence. In today's world, how rare is it to find someone who listens deeply, without distractions or an agenda? When you're fully present in a conversation, something extraordinary happens. The other person feels valued. They feel heard in a way that's almost magnetic. As Epictetus famously said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This simple principle holds the key to meaningful interactions. Picture this. You're at a dinner party. Instead of dominating the conversation with your own stories, you ask, what's the most exciting thing that's happened to you this week? The room lights up as people begin sharing. Suddenly, you're not just another guest, you're the one who made the evening memorable. People will remember how they felt in your presence, and they'll naturally want more of that. But intentional communication isn't just about listening. It's about speaking with clarity and purpose. When you choose your words carefully, they carry more power. Think of the difference between someone who rambles endlessly and someone who speaks concisely, with wisdom and focus. The latter leaves an impression not because they say much, but because they say what matters. And let's not forget the power of silence. Sometimes, the most intentional communication is knowing when not to speak. Silence can create space for thought, curiosity, and reflection. It invites others to lean in, to wonder, and to seek your input. When used wisely, silence isn't empty, it's filled with potential. Intentional communication also fosters trust. When your words consistently align with your actions, people know they can rely on you. They respect your integrity and feel safe sharing their own thoughts and feelings. This trust is a foundation for relationships that are not only deep but enduring. Imagine a world where every conversation you had was meaningful, where your words uplifted others and your listening brought clarity and comfort. This isn't a lofty dream, it's a practice. The next time you engage with someone, ask yourself, am I truly present? Am I speaking with purpose? Am I creating a space where the other person feels valued? When you master intentional communication, you become someone people gravitate toward, not for your charm, but for your depth. And this depth is something they'll miss in your absence, drawing them back to you time and time again. 4. Purpose-driven living. The magnetism of a clear path. What gives your life meaning? What drives you forward even when the road is steep? Purpose-driven living is not only a cornerstone of personal fulfillment, but a trait that captivates and inspires others. People are naturally drawn to those who know where they're going because purpose exudes a quiet confidence that's hard to ignore. Living with purpose doesn't mean you have to have every detail of your future mapped out. It means aligning your daily actions with your core values and long-term aspirations. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When your thoughts are focused on a meaningful purpose, your life radiates a sense of direction that others find irresistible. Imagine 2 people, one drifting aimlessly, uncertain of their next step, and the other passionately pursuing a goal that excites them. Who would you be more drawn to? The person with purpose has a spark, an energy that inspires curiosity and admiration. They're not just existing, they're striving, growing, and creating. Purpose-driven living also brings resilience. When you have a clear sense of direction, setbacks become challenges to overcome rather than roadblocks that stop you. This resilience, grounded in purpose, is magnetic because it shows strength and determination. People are drawn to those who don't crumble under pressure but rise to meet it. What's your purpose? If you're unsure, begin by reflecting on what brings you joy, fulfillment, or a sense of contribution. Maybe it's building a career that aligns with your passions, nurturing relationships that bring out the best in you, or working on a project that impacts others positively. Purpose doesn't have to be grand, it just needs to be authentic. Living with purpose also makes your presence impactful and your absence profound. When you're aligned with a clear purpose, people notice the energy you bring to every interaction. They see your growth, your drive, and your determination, and it inspires them. And when you're not around, they feel the absence of that energy. But let's not confuse purpose with busyness. Purpose-driven living isn't about filling every moment with activity. It's about filling every activity with meaning. It's about knowing why you're doing what you're doing and letting that why guide your actions. So ask yourself, what lights me up? What legacy do I want to leave? What steps can I take today to align with my purpose? When you live with intention and clarity, you don't have to chase anyone. They'll come to you, drawn by the magnetic force of your ambition and dedication. And as we move to the next habit, we'll explore a quieter but equally powerful virtue, the art of embracing solitude. How can time alone strengthen your relationships and your ability to draw others closer? Let's uncover this together. 5. Embrace solitude, the magnetic power of being at peace with yourself. So when was the last time you truly enjoyed your own company? Not out of necessity, but out of choice. In a world that constantly demands connection and validation, solitude has become a forgotten art. Yet those who embrace it unlock an unparalleled sense of peace and an undeniable magnetism. Why is solitude so powerful? Because it shows the world you don't need others to define your worth or fill your time. Think about it. Aren't we naturally drawn to people who seem content, calm, and whole on their own? Marcus Aurelius, a master of Stoicism, captured this truth beautifully. It is in your power to withdraw yourself whenever you desire. Perfect tranquility consists in the good ordering of the mind. Imagine you're at a social gathering. One person is scrolling through their phone, fidgeting nervously, clearly uncomfortable being alone. Another sits quietly with a serene confidence, sipping a drink, observing the room without anxiety. Which person would you be more curious about? It's likely the one who radiates calm self-sufficiency. Solitude fosters that energy. But embracing solitude isn't about isolating yourself from the world. It's about finding joy in your own presence so you can bring a fuller version of yourself to your relationships. When you're comfortable being alone, you stop seeking validation from others. Instead, you offer them your presence as a choice, not a need. That kind of independence is magnetic. How can you begin to embrace solitude? Start small. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes a day to sit quietly, reflect, or engage in an activity you enjoy without distractions. Read a book, take a walk, or simply let your mind wander. Notice the thoughts that arise without judgment. This time isn't about doing, it's about being. In solitude, you discover who you are beneath the noise. You reconnect with your values, your aspirations, and your inner calm. This self-knowledge makes you stronger in every interaction. When you know yourself, you become unshakable. People are drawn to that kind of stability because it's so rare. Solitude also creates mystery. When you're not always available or constantly broadcasting your every thought and activity, others begin to wonder about you. They start to value your presence because they recognize its rarity. Your absence speaks volumes, making them crave your company even more. Picture this. A friend texts you for plans, but instead of replying immediately, you take your time. Not out of strategy, but because you're immersed in something meaningful, your solitude. And when you finally respond, your calm and thoughtful energy carries more weight than a rushed or anxious reply. That balance between presence and absence creates intrigue. So let me ask you, when was the last time you embraced time alone without distractions? What did you learn about yourself in those moments? If this feels unfamiliar, that's okay. Growth begins with small steps. Share your thoughts in the comments. What does solitude mean to you, and how do you plan to practice it? If you're enjoying this journey through Stoicism and the habits that make you magnetic, take a moment to show your support. Like this video and share your reflections below. Your insights might inspire someone else to embrace their own solitude. And if you haven't yet subscribed to join a community that values growth, wisdom, and self-mastery. As we move forward, we'll explore how patience, a virtue that goes hand in hand with solitude, can deepen your strength and make you even more irresistible. Let's uncover the secret together. 6. Radiate positivity. Becoming a beacon of light. Have you ever noticed how a single positive person can change the atmosphere of a room? A presence seems to lift the energy, creating a sense of hope and ease for everyone around them. Positivity isn't just about optimism, it's about becoming a source of warmth, resilience, and strength that draws others toward you. When you radiate positivity, you offer something that people crave in a world so often filled with negativity. Radiating positivity doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. Life is full of challenges, and Stoicism doesn't teach us to deny that reality. And instead, it encourages us to shift our perspective. Seneca reminds us the greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. In other words, no matter what happens, we can choose our attitude. This choice is where positivity begins. Think of a moment when everything seemed to go wrong. Maybe it was a stressful day at work or an argument with a loved one. How did you respond? Did you let the negativity take over, or did you find a way to focus on what could be learned, fixed, or even appreciated? That ability to pivot toward the positive is a skill, and like any skill, it grows with practice. Start with gratitude. Gratitude is the foundation of positivity. When you take time to acknowledge what's good in your life, you create a mindset that's more resilient to challenges. Begin each day by identifying 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be monumental. Sometimes the smallest things, like a kind word or a beautiful sunset, have the greatest impact. Gratitude doesn't erase life's difficulties, but it gives you the strength to face them with grace. Positivity also means creating an atmosphere where others feel uplifted. Imagine you're in a tense meeting. Everyone is frustrated, tempers are high, and solutions seem distant. But instead of adding to the tension, you offer a calm observation or even a lighthearted comment that diffuses the situation. Suddenly, the mood shifts and progress feels possible again. That's the power of your positive energy. But let's address a misconception. Radiating positivity doesn't mean ignoring negative emotions or pretending to be happy all the time. True positivity acknowledges struggles but chooses to move forward with hope and effort. It's about resilience, not denial. When you share this kind of balanced positivity, it becomes contagious. People feel empowered by your presence because you show them it's possible to face life's difficulties without losing your light. Positivity also creates a sense of safety. When others know they can rely on you for encouragement rather than criticism, they're naturally drawn to you. They begin to associate your presence with relief, inspiration, and joy. Over time, they'll seek you out, not because you demand it, but because they feel better just by being near you. Consider this. What's one way you could bring positivity to your environment today? Perhaps it's offering a kind word to someone who seems down, finding humor in an otherwise mundane situation, or simply choosing to approach a problem with curiosity rather than frustration. These small acts ripple outward, influencing those around you. The beauty of positivity is that it makes your absence just as impactful as your presence. When you're not there, people notice the lack of light you bring. They find themselves missing the way you made them feel, uplifted, inspired, and understood. This absence speaks volumes, making your presence all the more valued. As we move to the next habit, we'll explore how unpredictability, the ability to keep others intrigued and engaged, adds another layer to your magnetism. How can you balance reliability with the element of surprise? Let's find out. 7. Be unpredictable. The allure of mystery and surprise. Predictability has its place in life. It offers comfort and stability. But when it comes to creating intrigue when drawing others toward you, a touch of unpredictability can work wonders. People are naturally captivated by what they cannot fully anticipate. It's the unexpected that sparks curiosity, deepens interest, and makes your presence unforgettable. Being unpredictable isn't about being erratic or unreliable. It's about breaking patterns and adding an element of surprise to your interactions. Imagine you're always the first to initiate a conversation with a friend or partner. One day you don't. Instead, you take a step back, leaving space for them to reach out. They begin to wonder, why haven't they messaged yet? That small shift creates a ripple of curiosity that keeps you on their mind. Unpredictability is also about bringing fresh energy to your relationships. Imagine a coworker who always brings the same dull tone to every conversation versus one who occasionally surprises the team with a thoughtful suggestion, an encouraging word, or even a bit of humor during stressful moments. Which person feels more dynamic and engaging? The latter keeps people intrigued because their actions are not confined to a monotonous script. This principle applies to all areas of life. Think about your daily habits and interactions. Are they predictable to the point of being routine? Consider how you might add variety. Maybe it's surprising a friend with an impromptu coffee meetup, or changing how you approach a problem at work. Perhaps it's as simple as taking a different route home to break free from the expected. These small actions add vibrancy to your life and make you more intriguing to others. In relationships, unpredictability isn't about playing games, it's about keeping the connection alive and exciting. For example, instead of always sticking to a familiar routine with your partner, suggest a spontaneous trip or try something new together. It signals that you're someone who values growth and exploration, keeping the dynamic fresh and engaging. As Seneca, a master of Stoic philosophy, said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Embracing unpredictability reflects this freedom. It shows that you're not bound by rigid expectations or routines. This flexibility and spontaneity create a sense of intrigue. Others want to understand how you think, what you'll do next, and what it means for them. Unpredictability also creates space for others to miss you. When your actions aren't always foreseeable, your absence becomes noticeable. People begin to anticipate what you might bring to the table next and feel drawn to reconnect. This isn't manipulation. It's a natural outcome of living a life that's vibrant and full of surprises. But there's a balance to strike. Unpredictability should enhance your relationships, not erode trust. The key is to remain consistent in your values while allowing room for flexibility in your actions. Think of it as being reliable in your character but spontaneous in your choices. This balance keeps others feeling secure while still intrigued. How can you cultivate this quality? Start by asking yourself, where have I fallen into predictable patterns? How can I add a spark of novelty to my interactions? The answers don't have to be grand gestures, as they can be as simple as changing the way you greet someone, trying a new activity, or surprising someone with a small but meaningful act of kindness. Unpredictability adds depth to your relationships, making you someone who is not only reliable but also fascinating. And as we move to the next habit, showing genuine interest in others, you'll see how this intrigue deepens when combined with authentic connection. Let's explore how curiosity can become another powerful tool in your journey toward magnetism. 8. Show genuine interest in others. The power of connection. When was the last time you truly felt heard? Not just listened to, but deeply understood, as though the person in front of you genuinely cared about what you had to say. That feeling is rare, yet it's one of the most powerful ways to connect with others. Showing genuine interest isn't just a kindness, it's a magnetic force that draws people toward you. Why does this work? Because everyone craves connection. In a world where so many conversations are surface level, genuine curiosity stands out. When you take the time to understand someone's dreams, struggles, or even their small daily joys, you create a bond that's both meaningful and lasting. Epictetus, a master of Stoicism, once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." That's a principle worth living by. Imagine you're in a conversation. Instead of waiting for your turn to speak, you lean in and ask, "How did that make you feel?" Or, "What's something you're really excited about right now?" Suddenly, the interaction shifts. The other person feels valued, seen, and understood. That moment of connection creates a lasting impression. But showing genuine interest isn't just about asking questions. It's about listening, truly listening. When someone shares, resist the urge to interrupt or relate their story to your own. Instead, focus entirely on them. What are they really saying? What do their words, tone, and body language reveal? By doing this, you show that their voice matters. Here's the key. This habit isn't about being polite or gaining favor. It's about authenticity. People can sense when your interest is real and when it's not. Genuine curiosity doesn't just build relationships, it builds trust. Over time, people begin to associate you with comfort and warmth, making them want to seek your presence. Think about the relationships in your life. Is there someone you've grown distant from? What would happen if you reached out, not to share your own updates, but to ask about theirs? Something as simple as, "How have you been?" or "What's been on your mind lately?" can reignite a connection and remind them of the care you bring to their life. When you show genuine interest, people don't just remember you, they miss you. Your absence becomes noticeable because you provide something rare, a space where they feel understood. And when you're not around, they'll crave that connection, seeking you out to fill the void. Now let's turn this insight into action. Think about someone in your life who could use a listening ear or a thoughtful question. Reach out and start a conversation. And if this resonates with you, I'd love to hear about it. Share in the comments how you've shown genuine interest in someone and what you learned from the experience. If this approach feels transformative, let's make it a shared journey. Like this video to support this community of growth and connection. Leave your thoughts below. It's in these conversations that we learn from one another. Together we can cultivate habits that not only draw others toward us, but also create deeper, more meaningful relationships. Next, we'll dive into the power of patience, a virtue that's often underestimated but profoundly impactful. Let's explore how waiting can become one of your greatest strengths. Stay with me. 9. Cultivate patience. The quiet strength of waiting. Patience is a virtue often spoken of but rarely celebrated. In a world that prizes instant gratification, the ability to wait, to allow things to unfold in their own time, is a rare and powerful quality. Yet patience is not passive. It is an active practice of trust, strength, and self-control. When you cultivate patience, you become someone others admire for your composure and your ability to remain steadfast in the face of uncertainty. Why is patience so magnetic? Because it signals control not over external events but over yourself. As Marcus Aurelius observed, no great thing is created suddenly. This truth applies to relationships, personal growth, and every meaningful pursuit in life. Patience shows others that you understand the value of time and that you are not easily shaken by the rush of the moment. But think about the last time you felt impatient. Maybe you were waiting for a response from someone, Or perhaps you were eager to see results from your hard work. What did that impatience feel like? Likely it brought frustration, anxiety, or even rash decisions. Now imagine how different that experience would be if you approached it with calm and trust, knowing that what is meant to happen will happen when the time is right. Patience, in essence, is about faith, not in external outcomes, but in your ability to navigate them. When you practice patience, you exude a quiet confidence that reassures those around you. People are drawn to individuals who don't force situations or demand immediate results, but instead allow life to unfold with grace. It's a rare quality that commands respect and admiration. Consider a scenario in a relationship. Perhaps you've sent a text or expressed a need and are waiting for a response. Impatience might tempt you to follow up repeatedly, pushing for an answer. But what happens when you exercise patience instead? You show trust in the other person's ability to respond in their own time, and you maintain your composure. This act of patience not only preserves your peace, but also enhances your presence, making others value the calm energy you bring. Patience isn't just about waiting, it's about what you do while you wait. Use the time to focus on what you can control: your own growth, your projects, your passions. Redirecting your energy from anxiety to action ensures that your waiting is not wasted. It also signals to others that you're not dependent on their timeline to feel fulfilled, a trait that is deeply attractive. Think of patience as a tree. It takes time to grow, but its roots deepen, and its branches reach higher with every passing season. Set in too for your ability to wait with purpose. Each time you practice patience, you strengthen your capacity for resilience and wisdom, qualities that draw people toward you because they are so rare and grounding. Patience also creates space for others to reflect and respond. When you give people time, you show them respect. You communicate that you are not driven by impulse but by intention. This creates a dynamic of mutual trust and appreciation, making your presence a source of stability. As you cultivate patience, you may notice something profound. The more you let go of the need to control outcomes, the more others naturally gravitate toward you. Your ability to remain composed and trusting becomes a beacon, drawing people into your orbit because they recognize the strength in your calm. So ask yourself, where in my life can I practice patience today? What opportunities exist to wait with grace and purpose? The answers to these questions will guide you toward a deeper understanding of this quiet but transformative virtue. As we move to the final habit, we'll explore how kindness, perhaps the simplest yet most profound of all virtues, creates connections that endure. Let's uncover the magnetic power of consistent compassion. 10. Be consistently kind. The strength in compassion. Kindness may seem like an understated quality in a world often focused on strength and achievement. Yet it is one of the most powerful and magnetic habits you can cultivate. Why? Because kindness is universal. It transcends barriers, touches hearts, and leaves lasting impressions. It creates connections that endure and fosters an environment where others feel valued and understood. At its core, kindness is about seeing and responding to the humanity in others. As Seneca observed, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. This principle reminds us that kindness is not reserved for special moments or specific people. It's a choice we can make every day, in every interaction. Now, what does consistent kindness look like in practice? It's the willingness to offer a helping hand when no one asks, to speak a kind word when others might stay silent, or to simply listen without judgment when someone needs to be heard. These small acts of compassion build a reputation for warmth and reliability, qualities that naturally draw people toward you. Kindness isn't about grand gestures or public recognition. Often the most profound acts of kindness are quiet and unseen. Holding the door open for someone, offering a sincere compliment, or simply being patient with someone who's having a bad day. These moments of connection, though brief, can leave a deep impression. People remember how you make them feel, and kindness ensures they feel valued. But kindness isn't just about others, it's about you too. Being kind strengthens your character, deepens your sense of purpose, and reinforces your own self-worth. It aligns with the Stoic practice of living virtuously, reminding us that our actions reflect who we are. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By choosing kindness, you cultivate thoughts and actions that enrich both your life and the lives of those around you. Consider a relationship where kindness is absent. Criticism replaces encouragement, indifference takes the place of care, and interactions feel cold and transactional. Now contrast that with a relationship infused with kindness, where appreciation is expressed, understanding is prioritized, and even disagreements are handled with respect. Which relationship feels more fulfilling and enduring? That when you practice kindness consistently, you become a safe harbor for others. Your presence becomes associated with warmth, positivity, and support. People are naturally drawn to you because they know you bring something valuable, a sense of comfort and understanding. And when you're not around, they notice the absence of that light. Kindness also requires courage. There will be moments when offering compassion feels difficult, perhaps when someone has hurt you, or when you're dealing with your own challenges. In these moments, kindness becomes an act of strength. It demonstrates your ability to rise above circumstances and choose virtue over pettiness. Imagine this. You encounter a coworker who's visibly stressed. Instead of ignoring them, you offer a simple, "Hey, I noticed you've been working hard. But is there anything I can do to help?" That small act of kindness can shift their entire day and perhaps even their perspective on you. Over time, these moments accumulate, building a reputation of compassion and dependability that people seek out. As you integrate kindness into your daily life, remember that it doesn't require perfection, just consistency. Some days your kindness might be offering a smile, other days it might mean going out of your way to help someone. The key is to act from a place of genuine care without expecting anything in return. So ask yourself, how can I bring kindness into my interactions today? What small gesture can I offer to make someone's day a little brighter? These questions guide you toward a habit that not only enriches your relationships, but also strengthens your character. With this final habit, you complete the foundation for becoming someone others are irresistibly drawn to, not because of superficial charm or manipulation, but because of your depth, virtue, and humanity. You've learned to master your emotions, embrace solitude, live with purpose, and radiate positivity. You've shown genuine interest in others, practiced patience, and cultivated unpredictability, all while anchoring yourself in kindness. Through these 10 habits, rooted in the wisdom of Stoicism, you transform not only how others perceive you, but also how you live your life. You become a person of substance, someone who doesn't chase but attracts. Your presence carries weight, and your absence speaks volumes. Now it's your turn to act. Start small. Choose one habit to focus on this week. Reflect on your progress, and remember that mastery takes time. Growth is a journey, not a race. If this journey has inspired you, share your thoughts in the comments below. What habit resonates most with you? What steps are you taking to embrace it in your life? Like this video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to join this community of self-mastery and connection. Together we continue exploring how ancient wisdom can transform our modern lives. Thank you for being here, and may your journey towards self-mastery bring you peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Keep growing, keep shining, and let your actions rooted in virtue draw others to you naturally. Stay strong, my friends.